So we're continuing our series to try to help you find the most affordable and the most queer-friendly places to live, retire, or move to, I guess that's living in each of the 50 states.
You're listening to Queer Money episode number 387, and today we're talking about West Virginia. Now, on with the show.
The mission of Queer Money is to financially empower the LGBTQ plus community. Join us in thanking Capital One for supporting that mission.
All right, let's talk about West Virginia. So as a recap, we're going to share the metrics that we're using to make this decision. Some of you, it might be brand new.
Right. Some of you may not have seen this. So how do we pick these queen cities?
Yes.
And the runners up.
We're using 6 metrics. That's this many. We're using human rights
He does
campaigns.
have to use his fingers to count sometimes.
I do, whatever. We're using HRC's Municipal Equality Index. We're using Zillow's Zori, which covers rent affordability. Zillow's Zivvy, which we think we're making that sound up, but tracks the cost of housing in different cities. We're using household income median as well as average household income. And then finally, we're using bestplaces.net's cost of living. So David, who is the runner-up in West Virginia?
All right. So our honorable mention goes to Morgantown.
Yay.
Yeah. The thing that put Morgantown here on the list is the fact that it's the only West Virginia city of the cities that we were able to rank with the data that we had that received a 100 on the HRC's MEI index or Municipal Equality Index. So that is an awesome thing, right?
Congrats,
that is really good that they are as a city, they are trying to be inclusive and take care of the needs and inclusion of LGBT folks. They were number 1 when it came to average and median household income. So the incomes in this city are quite a bit higher. This might be because it is so close to Pennsylvania.
Yes. But a lot of great things. Amazing things come from Pennsylvania.
Right. But unfortunately, Morgantown is dead last when it comes to rent affordability and home values of the cities that we were able to look at, as well as cost of living. So the average rents there run about $1,291, and the average home or typical home goes for around $203,000. Now, for many of us, we're like, that sounds really good.
It's a discount.
Right. But compared to the rest of the other cities in West Virginia that we were looking at, this is the highest. So
even though that may sound great, if you're living in New York or California, that those home values and the cost of living might not sound too scary to you. There is, we're trying to help you optimize, right? So that might not be the best city to move to. Maybe it is. Depends. Do your homework.
Right.
But
awesome for some geo arbitrage. If you're able to keep your job, work remotely, and move to a place like this, even if you're moving there for a portion of the year and then you're vacationing somewhere else.
Exactly.
Right. So Morgantown is very gay friendly as a city, but not so affordable when it comes to the rest of West Virginia. Tired of all the credit card offers you get from your current credit scoring app? Download CreditWise by Capital One today to avoid them.
Exactly. So the winner for West Virginia is the great city of Charleston. Woo-hoo. Charleston is West Virginia is most notable probably for many of you for being one of the stops of the 2019 Queer Money Live tour.
Yep.
Everybody knows that one.
Yep, we were invited by Element Credit Union to do a talk.
Yeah, at a bar, which is great because then we got to eat and drink afterwards. So why is Charleston the winner? Well, it's number 1 for rent and home value affordability. Average rents go for about $783 a month. Average home costs about $129,000. It's in the middle for average income at $62,500 and median household income at $46,000. So you can earn decent income relative to the several other cities in the state, and the home or rent costs aren't too drastic. It does also come in at number 2 for HRC's MEI. So it's not number 1, But like we said before, we're trying to balance all these variables of affordability as well as inclusion. But it's not number one on HRC's MEI because city doesn't include trans-inclusive healthcare or domestic partner benefits.
That's
however,
the city itself.
the city
There are
itself, right?
businesses that do that.
But however, it ranks well for everything else on the HRC MEI.
And I will say that when we visited several organizations, and there is Equality West Virginia is based there, and they are doing an amazing job getting local businesses in Charleston to participate in a program that basically shows that on the door to these businesses, they have like a welcome to all, or I can't remember exactly what the slogan is, but it's basically a slogan and a sticker on the door that shows that they are an LGBT friendly business.
Exactly. And then it comes in second to last for cost of living for the 5 cities we were able to rank for West Virginia, which is about 81% of the national average. So very, very affordable, also quite friendly. And having been there ourselves, we can advocate. It's a nice, welcoming environment. And they have a couple of great coffee shops, actually.
Yeah. So what are some other highlights of Charleston, West Virginia? Well, they do have a thriving pride organization. We were able to make connections with people in that organization, as well as, and they're excited about this. When we visited in 2019, their pride finally had over 1,000 people in attendance. Although it is West Virginia's largest city and the state capital, it's still quite small city, right? There's plenty of us who live in cities that are much, much, much larger. And that's why their pride attendance is so small, but they're very proud. Their Rainbow Pride is June 3rd, 2023 this year.
Exactly. So congratulations, Charleston and Morgantown. Morgantown, maybe next year you can be the queen. We'll see. Start your journey to financial independence with a checking and savings account that doesn't nickel and dime you with fees. Get a Capital One 360 checking or 360 performance savings account at Capital One today.
Thank you for listening to another episode. On next Thursday's Queer Money bonus episode, we're going to be covering the most affordable and queer-friendly city to live in the state of Washington. Lots of cities on this list for us to compare, so there's big-time competition.
Yeah, we got some homework to do. If you'd like to see the results of all the cities in each state that we're analyzing, go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities or click the link in your podcast player for our growing analysis. Thank you and have a great weekend.